Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Subramanian Maslamani. I am a Tamil. Today my topic is it a seminar on exporting state terrorism or defeating terrorism, the Sri Lankan experience? An international seminar by Sri Lankan Army. What is happening in Libya is an eye-opener to nations that do not heed the distress call from numerical minorities about human rights violations. It is a violation of the United Nations Charter, and the United Nations is coming out swift and strong to impose the international law. Mahinda Rajapaksa, watch out. If I were you, I will cancel this seminar. This seminar runs against the United Nations resolve and resolution. Human rights violations are not internal matters, which Muammar Gaddafi and Mahinda Rajapaksa must accept. There's no choice, no buts, no ifs. It is an inalienable right, the right to freedom and the right to life. Mahinda Rajapaksa and Muammar Gaddafi both are criminals. They have no respect for human life and human dignity. Anything irrevocable is inalienable, unbargainable, and non-negotiable. Human rights are an international law that is under the management of the United Nations, not by national or regional governments. Not knowing the law is not an excuse, Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa. In the name of eliminating terrorism, Sinhalese politicians have unleashed unimaginable amount of deadly military force on innocent Tamil civilians, and about 40,000 people were killed in May 2009. We are experiencing firsthand the amount of psychological, physiological, physical damage and many other medical problems caused to these people from this indiscriminate torture for the last 60 years. They are shell-shocked, unable to coherently function, and have nightmares. I, as an employer, I see their difficulties. Who is responsible for these lifelong disabilities? What should be the responsibility of the world nations and the United Nations to these people? We are requesting nations and their leaders to boycott this seminar, where you will be told how to annihilate innocent minorities in your country. Let me tell you at the very outset, violence is not the way to solve politically solvable problems. What Sri Lanka is looking for is nations to practice what they did and what they believe, so that there is a trend in the world to solve minority political issues. Sri Lankan problem is about 60 years old struggle. It's a culture of impunity, irrationality, and irresponsibility. It's a recipe for disaster. At no stage the Sinhalese politicians want to consider or concede even a small amount of minority rights. When numerical minorities revolted, they call it terrorism. That is what their definition is. Most developed countries have realized long time ago that for a nation to be free, just and prosperous, socio-economic development is very important. They found that the nation that is less governed is best governed. By providing absolute freedom and the necessary policies to safeguard freedom, human rights, justice, and dignity, a nation could develop, progress, and maintain civility with less effort and resources. They also found that they have involved every citizen in the nation building, and hence they brought in laws and regulations to eliminate discrimination in all forms. Discrimination is a deadly force that can destroy just and free nations. Today, most countries have realized that irrespective of who they are, what religion they practice, what sex they are, what age group they are, what color they are, and what belief they have, they all had to be treated equally and equitably. They have also realized that in their own self-interest and self-preservation, They have to make a social contract, legislated or otherwise. The world has reached that stage of development. That is the backdrop from which I am analyzing the acts of Sri Lanka to bring in nations and show them how to stifle freedom. It is a regressive idea. We want these nations to understand that what Sri Lanka will tell you at the seminar will take your country in the wrong direction and into the dungeon and cause civil unrest in your nations. Look at Sri Lanka. In 1956, they caused the first racial and civil riots. From then onwards, the country went down, and today it is a shattered nation. Tamils as well as Sinhalese are the losers in these misguided policies of corrupt politicians. In 1950, Sri Lanka was the model nation to South and Southeast Asia. Singapore wanted to copy the Sri Lankan model. Look at Singapore and Sri Lanka today. And you ladies and gentlemen, you decide for yourself if there is any fair-minded people among Sri Lankan politicians. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who is putting together this seminar, is the only man who practices political terrorism. He said in the international media that he will hang people without any justice. That is poor evolution, not ignorance. That is barbarianism. He is guilty by his own words. War is bad. There are no winners in any war. And you may have a victor and a vindicator, but no real winners. Today Sri Lanka is going around with begging bowl, asking for help. And while others are doing menial jobs in the Middle East, and the corrupt politicians are minding their own affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, we Tamils left Sri Lanka due to its failed policies and partisan politics, and we have raised to world-class standards. In Europe and America, we are doing very well. We could have done the same in Sri Lanka. Why was it not possible? It was because of their partisan mindset towards Tamil. Do you want to take this idea to your country and destroy your nation? All sensible people are fully aware that stifling another man's creativity or denying his freedom is denying one's own prosperity and freedom. Why would one do harm to oneself? This is total ignorance. Look at USA, Europe, Japan, China, India too are fast becoming not only free and open societies, but they are strongly practicing equality, fraternity, liberty, self-responsibility, and self-employment to give people the best for themselves. Only a naive man will stop another man's progress. What for? Who is going to feed him? If everyone dies, then what am I going to do? So then regressive thinking is suicidal and regressive. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to take Sri Lankan suicidal ideas to your countries. If there are any civil disparities, fix them in the interest of all citizens. Don't be foolhardy like the Sri Lankan politicians. Sri Lankans are frogs in the Indian Ocean. They are mentally unstable and emotional people. But come to Europe and America and see our model. We are the Tamils from Sri Lanka. How we have created a socio-economic model that weans the government from the people and the people from the government. The laissez-faire system is the least expensive socio-economic model that every country should have. I want to repeat this. Laissez-faire system is the least expensive socio-economic model that every country should have. I, as a businessman, invest $5,000 creating one job for another Tamil. That job will pay for itself in 3 months. It's a win-win situation. Why did not Sri Lanka invite you to see their socio-economic model? Why don't they have a seminar on socio-economic development? It is because they don't have one to show it to you. All they have is a military dictatorship model that will destroy nations. You do not want that for your nation. Definitely not. Sri Lankan economy consists of tourism, Middle East menial service, looting and misappropriating hard-earned possession of others. Can you name a country that has made significant progress through tourism? Tourists are basically people from rich nations. They come to relax in cheaper nations. But all their daily needs had to be imported. So then the money goes to import things for them from their country. So basically you have provided them net saving to their credit. That is why all nations that depend on tourism are still poor. There is no net gain from tourism. But Sri Lanka wants to promote tourism. Someone has to do the thorough cost-benefit analysis. The problem in Sri Lanka is not terrorism. It's a clash of two entirely different ways of life. Tamils are basically hardworking, transgenerational people who, due to their land below and the sky above, had to be Spartans and savers. Land below is loamy and saline. The sky above is scorching and unforgiving. The Sinhalese in the south, with ample supply of fertile soil and water, would not give us any. They neither want to give us water nor give us land in the south. This geological disparity has transformed into social disparity and perceived racial rights, and at the end the Tamils were called terrorists. Now their politicians want other nations to practice what they have undone to their nation. If knowledge is expensive, try ignorance. We Tamils, by the grace of God, were accepted by the kind-hearted people of the Western nations, including Australia, and they are predominantly Europeans. And we have reciprocated their greatness with our gift of creative greatness. We are indeed contributing tremendously to the socio-economic advancement of these countries with our newfound freedom and acceptance. We do not feel like second-class citizens anymore. If few of us do, they point out and say, you are another human being. We see the content of your character and your capacity to create, not your external complexion. So feel free and make yourself have yourself a wonderful life. There may be isolated incidents of intolerance, but there is absolutely no institutionalized discrimination as practiced in Sri Lanka or anywhere. Therefore, on behalf of all Tamils, I humbly request nations to boycott this seminar, and by chance, if you do attend, do not practice what you hear in your country. You are basically asking for civil unrest in your country. I hope I had given you a convincing case with compelling reasons for you to reject your attendance to this seminar. Thank you very much. And as I always request my Tamil folks, 70 million Tamils worldwide, unite, stay together, work hard, and never ever give up. The best is yet to come. We are winning the hearts and minds of the people. We 70 million people are one political, economical, and social force that no country can afford to ignore. I am Subramaniam Maslamani, a world-class Tamil powered by convictions, commitments, and conscience.